I'm Cal, and this is BD1.
Alright, it has been a while since I've done my last saber review, but today we are back and kicking things off with a very, very special saber, which is so big that I have to move my mic. The Kestis Krossguard from Jedi Survivor. This is a very, very special saber to me and to the channel because it's essentially what made me start collecting sabers in the first place. I think I've said that enough times on the channel to never say it again. Holy crap. So we'll be taking a look at both the single regular version that you see throughout the game and the Krossguard, which you unlock later in the game as well. And we'll take a look back at the Fallen Order version and some other cool sabers that have a history with his as well. Even he's excited, isn't that right? So this saber was sent out from InSabers very graciously out of their goodwill. I did not pay for this. This was sent out entirely free for me to review on the channel. So thank you to InSabers for sending it out. And if you are new here, InSabers did not make this hilt. They are simply reselling it, just like a bunch of other saber companies are doing right now, which is totally fine. Just want to be transparent. You will probably see this exact model on a bunch of different sites. So if you wanted to go and buy it from somewhere else, totally fine. You can still watch this review knowing exactly what you're going to get when you buy this hilt. But if you do decide to buy it from InSabers and support the channel and support myself, you can use my code, which I'll throw that up on the screen, and it will be down in the description as always. So as normal, the saber does come in the very standard regular TXQ case that I've shown on the channel probably 100 different times. 3 latches, one on each side and one in the center, and then the case opens up like so. And of course, the hilt is going to be right here front and center. I've just taken it out because it was so massive that I couldn't get it back in the case the right way, and I just gave up. But it does come in the bubble wrap that you normally see, just for that extra protection. Now, the first thing in the case is going to be the white gloves, which you're not going to need these for this hilt because it's not a chrome hilt, and you really don't need gloves in my opinion if you don't have a chrome hilt, but it's nice that they throw it in there anyway. Next up, we have a blade plug, which this is one of those blade plugs that I just cannot stand. Most of the time they don't fit properly, but let's go ahead and see if it fits into this saber. You can see it poking out just a little bit here at the top, which I don't like. Yeah, it just doesn't look good. But if you're someone who doesn't have any, then maybe this is perfect for you, and that's totally fine. It's just not for me. And I've only got about 100 of these exact ones, so I'm probably just a little sick of them. Moving on over to the left side of the case now. We've got a bag with your charger, Allen wrench, and your screws to tighten down your blade. We have a manual, which is super important if you've never owned a Neopixel before. We have the placard for the display stand, which is right underneath it. And after you assemble it, it's going to look a little bit like this, which is not half bad. It's not my favorite stand in my collection, but it definitely gets the job done. I mean, that looks pretty good. And last up in the case is going to be the Neopixel blade, which is 32 inches in my case. You can select which size you like on the site, and it does come with the plastic wrapping and rubber end to protect it a little bit. You can duel with this, but I just wouldn't duel with this hilt. So if you have another hilt, or you're buying this with the intention of dueling with it, I would just be careful with the side blades. Before I go ahead and get into this saber, I want to show you the mat that it's laying on, which, if you didn't notice already, this is the Jedi Fallen Order mat, which is really cool. I mean, I have this in all my videos anyway, so it's not like a special touch to this one, but let's go ahead and get into this. First thing we're going to do is unscrew right in this section here to get to the chassis. And this is going to come apart just like so. You can already see the chassis. It just pulls right out. It's fully removable. Now, you can also twist in this section here and in this section here, but they're not going to do anything for you, but just so you know. It does look pretty cool when it's disassembled like this on the mat, I won't lie. We have a kill switch, which cuts the power to it so you don't have to take the battery out, saves the battery life, which is nice, and it's just, in my opinion, the best thing to have on a chassis is a kill switch, I think, besides a crystal. So we've got that. You know, it fully works outside of the saber as well, of course. Power button on the left, aux button on the right, and you've got the 18650 battery, which you're going to get a different one. It's probably going to look a little bit more like this, but I've got a little bit of a better one in there. And I cannot believe that I actually get to review this feature on a TXQ Saber today, but we finally have a pulley system to get the battery out. So normally what I would recommend for you guys is to take a Lego tool, and which is also very easy to do, just nudge it up in there, you know, back and forth, and the battery comes out. You can just do that and it falls right out, and it's so nice. And life is so good now because we have this little string. My saber trios are the only sabers in my collection, which is 3 out of 100 or more, and this one is now the 4th. So I very, very much like that. And you've got that USB-C charger port right above the battery. And on the back, we've got the Profi board V2, and you've got the port to connect right here, which is kind of tricky to get to, but that can pull up and then you can get your cord in there just fine. SD card is underneath that. If you can see it, it's kind of hidden. And you've got the speaker on the bottom, of course, Neopixel pins up at the top. The only gestures that come with this saber is twist on and off. You don't have swing or stab on. Now there are a couple of ways that you can put the chassis back into the hilt. If you want to be super safe, you can kind of drop it in like this and then put this on top. And then what I do is I push as I twist, and I'll kind of run you through how to use it a little bit here. There's really no distinctive way to tell which is the main power button and which is the aux, and I really like the buttons on this one. It's probably better than any of my other Cal sabers. I very much like the buttons on this. That is a massive plus for me. They really stay in place. They're very sturdy, and they're like really big kind of compared to my other ones. Because if you look here at my 89 Sabers Fallen V4, this button is super small and it's kind of like harsh because it's so pointy, so small. And this one on the front side isn't bad, but this one is way better. And I'll go ahead and throw the main Survivor hilt in here as well, so you guys can kind of take a look at both at the same time. So up at the top, you've got 2 retention screw holes on each side. One thing that I have found that I very much dislike with this hilt, and it's probably what I dislike most, and I hope it gets fixed in the future, is how when I move these side blades down, one of them will always come loose every time I pull it down. So you can see now how flimsy this is, and it really sucks because it happens almost every single time. You can see on this one, it's not doing that, but on this one, I always have to tighten it back up if I pull it down. So all you do is take your Allen wrench and you just twist right there. It's super freaking simple, not a big deal. I really don't care much, especially since this is more of a display hilt for me, but you can see again, it's already flimsy, and I can just kind of hold it and it will fall, which this is not good. They're bound to change some things and fix it and straighten them up later on. Hopefully by the time you're watching this, they have, or maybe it's just mine that does that. You can see now I've tightened it and it's not moving at all. Oh, well now it's getting really bad. But yeah, that's about the only gripe I have with this hilt. So for most of you out there, you're going to recognize all of these hilts, which they're all just the same hilt, except for one. One is the oddball out, and that is very clearly the one at the bottom here. What is this one? This saber is called the Boon Kestis, and I'll go ahead and throw some images up on the screen, but this is a very cool concept saber. Now, a lot of you may have already recognized it from Jedi Survivor, which is now Seer's saber. And I really love that they chose this for her hilt because it fits her so well. This started out as the idea for Cal's saber in Jedi Fallen Order. And then down here, it's kind of out of order, but this is also the Survivor version. This is just the mini version of this one right here, or these two, I guess. And it's not weathered, of course, but you can see little tiny version. Got this just recently. I forgot. Holy crap. I have a full review over this hilt. I completely forgot. Wow, that is crazy. I've done so many sabers at this point. But yeah, that's all of my Kestis sabers, all of my... Oh, no, it's not. Holy crap. We forgot Trillas, man. How could we forget this? Got the Inquisitor Trilla here. I'm taking up too much time on this, but yeah.
Cal Kestis. Anakin.
General Kenobi.
Remember, a Jedi can feel the Force flowing through him.
I won't make it easy!
Dark Sith Red.
Yoko to banta pudu.
You seem a little unhinged.
I had strings, but now I'm free.
Teensy.
Smooth fuzz. Smooth gray. Smooth Jedi.
Luke Skywalker.
I am told it is the dark saber.